We all have a part in protecting the Jewish people. This was our part. All my family served. When I was 15, my childhood friends and I started training. Then, it was my turn to protect. No greater feeling than earning that beret. Except maybe coming home for mom's cooking. As a combat soldier, I felt as strong as I could be. As a team, we felt we are invincible. But we were not. I didn't understand what happened. Were my friends alive? Why was Mom crying? I thought my life was over. I wish I had died in the battlefield. Yesterday I was a combat soldier. The next day, I needed help using the bathroom. At the lowest point of my life, two guys entered the room. They both had prosthetic legs.
Here with us today, we have Hovav and Eitan from Brothers for Life. It's truly an honor to have both of you here with us today. Your stories came from pain, but they resulted in something truly inspiring. And I'd like to thank you for both being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely. Hovav, you have an interesting journey with Brothers for Life. Can you tell us where your starts came with the organization?
Of course. So basically, I would go back to my service. I joined the Combat Engineering Corps, and after being there, being as a commander, I was involved in a terror attack, which offended one of my soldiers. And afterwards, I was completely okay. Nothing in my body changed. I didn't get injured, so I thought everything is okay. But after a while, I started to notice something is different. So I didn't know what is the name for that, but I couldn't sleep, I couldn't go out, I couldn't meet people. But I thought it's okay, everyone in Israel is having this kind of difficulties in a way or another. So I said, nah, that's okay. So after a few years, a friend of my family, he gave me a call and he told me, listen, I think there is an organization that would be good for you. And I said, okay, what do they do? And he's like, just call them. They'll understand you. I said, okay. So he gave me a phone number for a friend of, today I can say a friend of mine that is a member in Brothers for Life. And he told me to come to the Brothers house, which is in Turgeman, right next to the airport. And I remember that from the first step I took inside of this place, I immediately felt connected. No one need to speak with you to be this kind of a connection, because we've all been through similar stuff. Not the same, but the feeling are almost the same. So from that moment on, I knew that this is a place that I can feel safe.
Thank you for sharing that with us and drawing up that image of what it was like walking in. Eitan, you had a severe injury in Gaza. Can you take us to that moment, share what you went through, and how you became a part of this organization and how the organization Brothers for Life supported you?
Yes, of course. So actually, I'm a regular guy. I'm 40 years old. I'm a pediatric dentist. But in October 7th, I was a soldier. I was called for duty on October 7th in the morning, and I left my wife in her 9th month of her pregnancy with her third child, and I left my two older kids, and I went to the war. And in that day and the days after, I was witness to all of the horrors that this day brought. And a couple of weeks after the beginning of the ground operation, my unit got a mission to capture two buildings somewhere in northern Gaza. When we finished our mission, an RPG missile hit us. I was in the third floor of the house, and from the explosion, I fell down from the third floor to a yard full with terrorists. I fell on my head. I lost my consciousness, and when I woke up again, I just realized that I'm surrounded with at least 15 terrorists that are firing at me from multiple directions. And I was stuck between the enemy and my company until one of my friends jumped out and risked his life to save mine. I was hospitalized for a couple of months, and I think that the guys from BFL were the first people to come and visit me who weren't my family. And they kept visiting me during my hospitalization. And when I released from the hospital, I started my rehabilitation journey, which is ongoing until now. And it became very crucial for me to associate with people, but it was very difficult for me because I could barely walk, I could barely hear. And when I came to the house, we call it Beit HaAchim, the house of the brothers, I found a very heartwarming welcome and a good place for me where I can associate with people that share a common language with me, share the same experiences. And you know, but by the look in the eye, like Hovav said, you can feel safe. But I think the most important gift that I got from Brothers for Life, it's the opportunity to broaden my family, broaden it with friends, and broaden it with people from Jewish communities around the world, which actually became my immediate family, just like my parents, like my siblings. Yeah.
Hovav, I'd like to speak with you. In order to be a part of this organization and to help one another, you have to have a common experience, meaning that no one can volunteer for BFL, Brothers for Life, without having had a shared experience. What have those connections meant for you?
Yes, okay, so first of all, Brothers for Life, the whole meaning of the organization is wounded soldiers helping other wounded soldiers, wounded combat soldiers. So this is like the main thing that everyone is shared, that is connecting, because all of us have been through this kind of stuff. We've been in the field and we know what is the feeling of being in danger. So I think this is the first thing that is the connection between all of us. And for me, at first, when I joined Brothers for Life, it was more, I needed help. I needed a place, a safe place, and I needed someone to listen to me and to help me to go back to my life. When you go to the Brothers' house, to Beit Achim, the first thing that you see on the wall is a saying, which means you chose life. Because the thing about Brothers for Life is we don't want the brothers to come and stay there because this is their safe place and that's it. We want them to feel safe here and take it outside. Go back to their families, go back to their friends, go back to the activities that they did before the injury, and going back to life. So after I finish the help that I need to get to myself, being supported, I want to become supporter.
That's so beautiful. And I understand that the support doesn't stop here in Israel, that you've also delved into the support of Jewish communities around the world. What does that look like? Can you give us some examples of that? And what does that mean to you as well?
Oh, that's amazing. I think.
Maybe yeah. So actually the organization is in a way built around the connection with the Jewish communities around the world. And in BFL we have a trip that we call it a healing delegation. And as it's called, it's actually a healing delegation. It provides the participants an experience of healing, recovery, and actually having fun. You are flying to a Jewish community, let's say, for example, in Boston, which is a community that I was visiting, and they give you like a relaxed environment, a change in the atmosphere, which gives you an opportunity to take a break from the daily life here in Israel, the daily struggle, and recover, okay? And I think that what amazing here, it's the connections that are made between the brothers, the members, and the host families. It, as I said before, it just become one of your family, okay? So for example, me, I have my host's parents in Boston, Dan and Lindsay, and I took my whole family there, my wife and my kids. I took them last Passover to celebrate with my family. And the connection is very strong. And it actually helps also to build and straighten the connection between Israel and the Jewish communities abroad. And you cannot say enough about the importance of that.
Hovav, I'd like to return to you and ask you, what's your message that you'd like to leave us with today?
Oh, wow. That's good. I think the message, if I take it to Brothers for Life and to the wounded soldiers, is that sometimes you don't see someone as a wounded soldier. So you would expect that he's okay and nothing has happened to him. But there are a lot of people, a lot of wounded soldiers, a lot of, also right now in Israel, a lot of Israelis that they have PTSD, even if they doesn't know it. So if you see someone in the street, just smile at him. He might be a wounded soldier.
Eitan, I'd also like to ask you for your message that you have for us today.
Yes, so I think that the society and also the state of Israel has a lot to learn from us as an organization. And I tell you why, because as I can read here, it says a nation in trauma. I don't know if I like this term, okay? Because the trauma is here to stay. The wounds will here forever. The scars will stay forever. Everyone that has been witness to the horrors of the war, especially if you were injured in the war, also as individuals and also as a society, it's here to stay. But you have to choose life. In Brothers for Life, we actually encourage people to take this decision every morning, choose life. It doesn't mean that it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to conquer every peak that you see and achieve every goal. But you know what, even small wins, even just a small progress every day, just to choose life alongside with the trauma, not in the shadow of it. And that's it. It's very important for us as a society to remember that.
Thank you so much to both of you for sharing little glimpses of your life, what you're going through, and how Brothers for Life is really supporting you and Jewish people throughout our country. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you.
My pleasure.